Hey everyone, Dr. Beck Riches here again, coming to you with another stretch of the week. I am in a slightly different location today, but really wanting to focus again still on the lower body and talk a little bit about an area of our glutes that kind of gets overlooked a little bit. So if we think about our glutes, most of us think about our big meaty glute max muscle. This is one part of three glute muscles. So we have our glute maximus on the outside and at the back, and then we have our glute medius and glute minimus, which sit kind of at the side of our hip. These are really important muscles in hip stabilization and help to support that thigh bone as it sits in the hip socket. So what you often find when we stretch out our glutes, we do a lot of maybe spinal twists like we did last time, or maybe we might do a figure four stretch or something like that. But you can see that it's mainly focused on stretching out that back part of our glutes. So when our glute minimus, which is what we're going to be focusing on today, when that gets very tight and symptomatic, it can often cause a kind of achiness in the hip. One of the things that often you'll find is if a glute min muscle is very tight, particularly when you are laying in bed, so laying on your side, the hip that's up or down might start to get a little bit achy. So it's always really good just to try this stretch out to see if it makes a difference if you're experiencing that. There are some other things that can also cause that, so please do get checked if this stretch isn't helping at all. Make sure you go and get checked by your healthcare professional too. But in the meantime, let's chat about our glute min muscle. So our glute minimus muscle runs from the top of our pelvic girdle there, so it's that bony landmark at the top of our hip, and runs from there onto and attaches onto the top of our leg bone. So it's kind of a little, you can feel it, it's kind of a bit tender sometimes, and that is where that muscle runs. So you can imagine it is a hip flexor. So we talk about our hip flexors. It's actually a group of muscles, and this, our glute min, is one of those muscles. So it flexes our hip, and it also internally rotates as well. So you can imagine when we're doing all of those different stretches, we're actually not really getting that muscle. So for the stretch this week, we're going to be stretching out this muscle. It's a stretch that we do standing, so find yourself a nice little area. It's good to have something to lean on, and what we want to do, if we're going to be stretching this side of our glute min, we're going to, I'll step back a little bit, we're going to take this leg, the side that we're going to stretch, and stand behind and our other leg and straighten both of our legs. It's a bit hard to see me in the video, but you can imagine what my feet are doing. So again, taking the side that we're going to stretch, pick that foot up and step behind the other leg, straighten both legs and make sure our torso is pointing forwards. So this might be enough of a stretch for some people. A lot of people will need a little bit more. So from here, we're going to jut that hip out to the side, so the side that you're going to be stretching. And then I feel a stretch here, but you can take it one more step. So holding on to something and really leaning your whole body into it. Holding that stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. Longer is always better. So you can imagine when we lean our whole body into it, we are really addressing that entire myofascial chain, so that functional chain in our body. So remember, we've spoken about this in the past, that nothing in our body is in isolation. Everything is connected to everything else via our connective tissue. So when we are stretching one area or one muscle, we're not just stretching that muscle, we're affecting a range of different structures and tissues along those myofascial chains. So it's always awesome if we can keep that in mind when we're stretching. We want to keep our bodies long and strong to really get the full benefits of the stretch. So just another recap. So standing, we're going to take the side that we want to stretch, step that leg behind, straighten both legs and keep our torso forward. from here, we're going to jut that hip out to the side and then holding onto something as we really lean into it. You may even feel a stretch up in here too, and that's totally fine. Holding for 20 to 30 seconds, coming out and stretching the other side. So as always, I hope this has been valuable to you. I hope that you're popping this into your stretching repertoire and really starting to see some change now. We've been doing it for a few weeks. If you have any questions, make sure you hit me up, and I will see you next week with another installment. Until then, have a beautiful day and a healthy week. Bye.